Welcome, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, fellow travelers. It is the 24th of June. Man, summer's almost a third up. This sucks. It's just finally getting warm again. After so far in summer in northwest Moscow, April has been the hottest month. It was hot. I had to actually turn the air conditioner on a couple of days, and followed by May, which had a week of freezing temperatures, and then the thermometer went up. And June, rain and rain. This is our Drago dog walk talks. Drago. And that was Drago. We'll see him later. Again. I promise. In the show. I mean. So, like, share. There's a car coming. I gotta give him something so he stays calm. Иди сюда. На. Anyways, the today's show. Share. If you want to support my work, I've got my Bitcoin wallet attached, or by all means, I'll be more than grateful. Anyways, moving on to the meat of the argument. It's clown world all over today. So yesterday night, so about 10 o'clock local time, I was on a Beirut talk show, political talk show, discussing Iran. They had a local Lebanese general. They had a political analyst from Tehran, and they had a guy by the name of Eli Bremer, an American who is and you can see his picture, I'm showing you, who is a strategic analyst for the Republican Party. Well, Trump cheerleader, absolutely, 100%. I covered the fact that Trump's attack is illegal by the U.S. Constitution. Said, oh no, there's laws in place that allow that. Yeah, they're called the War Powers Act, which he didn't mention by name. But their constitutionality is, I would say, very, very questionable to begin with. U.S. was not under imminent threat of attack. U.S. forces were not under any kind of threat that they had to do any kind of self-defense. They just went out and attacked the country. It's nothing new. U.S. does this constantly. 12 years of peace and 250-something years of existence. That's not even counting a lot of internal issues. I mean, the Roman Empire had a better track record than that. I mean, just so we understand. Of peace, that is. So that's the situation we're in right now. Pashli. So anyways, so this guy, he had a great little statement. MAGA is all behind Trump on this. Yes, some members of MAGA have grown sour on wars, but the majority of MAGA is behind Trump. And he made it sound like there were some kind of there weren't even dissident voices. There were some kind of inadequate human beings because they'd grown tired of financing and sending their sons off to fight forever wars for the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. Well, the bird with two wings, the American political system, one bird, two wings. Yeah, that was just great. A little unprofessionally, maybe I pretty much rolled my eyes on that one. I don't know if they saw that or not. But, yeah, so there you go. All of MAGA supports Trump. So, those of you who are watching who were part of MAGA and voted, leave your comments. How much do you support Trump's another forever war? So, let's go to the issue of the ceasefire. So, I'm going to run this off of local time. 1:30 in the morning, local time. So, by the way, Tehran is on the same time zone as Moscow. 1:30 in the morning, local time. You get an announcement from Trump that there's a ceasefire. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there will be a ceasefire. And after 24 hours, it will be peace. Okay. Peace is when you sign negotiated agreements that declare that it's going to be peace. Not because Trump said in 24 hours it'll be peace, especially when you're dealing with Netanyahu. So we shall proceed. So that's 1:30 in the morning. 3:20 in the morning, Arakla, I'm probably butchering his last name, foreign minister for Iran, puts out, we have no idea about any kind of peace or ceasefire. We haven't heard anything about any kind of ceasefire. You know, this is only one of the two sides, the main two sides fighting, plus the Americans there screwing around. So, yeah. You know, we're willing to cease fire if the Israelis are going to cease fire, but we haven't heard anything about any official ceasefire. That's the Iranian government at 3:30 at night. So 8 in the morning, again, local time, so this is about midnight, 1 o'clock, I guess, around DC time. Trump tweets out again, oh, now the ceasefire is on. Okay, so the ceasefire is on. I'm sorry, that wasn't at 8 in the morning. That was at 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. At 8 in the morning, the Israelis shove out a video of a lone missile flying. Whose missile? How the hell do we know? The direction of flight? Pretty hard to tell from the video. But apparently, Iran fired one missile. Yeah, that just sounds like, you know, for shits and giggles, let's fire a missile at Israel. Instead of a package of ordnance, they fire one missile. And Israel responds that due to this missile, we will strike Tehran hard with a large package. You know, I'm not talking about a package from Ozone or Amazon or something of that sort. I'm talking a package of weapon systems, missiles. So Trump's vaunted ceasefire has been wrecked by one Iranian missile and the attempt, well, what will be an attempted overwhelming Israeli response. For some reason, I couldn't overwhelmingly respond yesterday or the day before that, but they're going to overwhelmingly respond. By the way, most of what Israel's firing is standoff ordnance. It's firing standoff ordnance because it's afraid to fly into Iranian airspace. They're firing it over Syria, they're firing it over Iraq. Depending on distance and location, that's why they're hitting targets mostly in western Iran. And they're hitting primarily, as you could see from the videos that are coming out of Tehran yesterday and day before, they were primarily shooting at residential areas, just popping something into the city. So they've given up on the regime change operation, decapitation, which was more or less targeted. Now they're just going into kill as many civilians as possible. Not that they weren't particularly trying not to kill civilians before that. The Israelis are very famous for not giving a damn about how many civilians they kill. They don't even consider them collateral damage. They just consider them animals to the slaughter. I mean, let's be frank about who we're dealing with. A government that's based on racial superiority. On the concept of racial superiority. We've heard that before somewhere. A somewhat socialist government based on racial superiority. Where have I heard that before? Well, anybody want to help me out on that one? Where have we heard that one before? Yeah, moving on. I'm not making any friends in certain quarters of this world, but such is life, or principles. Anyways, so yes, so we have to trust Israel, who quite literally lies about everything, censors everything, even when there isn't missiles flying overhead. This missile was launched by Tehran for one missile flying over Israel. Well, until I see some serious proof of the concept, I'm not buying it. But it makes a great excuse, not that they really need one, to start firing again. So much for your peace initiative there, Mr. Trump, who, by the way, is an active participant in this war, because the Iranians did strike back at the U.S. They struck back in Qatar on the main U.S. CENTCOM and logistics base. I need to look up the name of it again. I'm horrible with names, just a mental thing. Don't forget faces, don't forget locations, don't forget facts about people, but man, names are a pain. But anyways, and the Qataris come out there, oh, we reserve the right to react as we wish. Well, first of all, yes, the only thing that they can react to is the fact that Iran overflew their airspace, because all U.S. bases are considered property, sovereign property of the U.S. government. So they didn't strike Qatari land, they struck American land. Let's just be frank and honest about it. That's part of those SOFA agreements. Status of Forces agreements, SOFA, that the U.S. signs with each nation it plops its base in, which basically says that this land is our land, not your land, and you have zero sovereignty over this land, or over our military for that matter, even if they screw something up or kill someone on your land while we're at it. That's why you don't see U.S. soldiers ever getting tried in any of these countries. The U.S. just hustles them out, and that's the end of that. I remember when U.S. pilots were flying down the wrong valley in Italy, flying 500 meters lower and a hell of a lot faster than they're supposed to, and clipped a gondola and killed some like 22 tourists and Italians that fell 500 meters to their death. Neither of the two American pilots were ever tried in Italy, of course. Just like the wife of a CIA director in England who drunkenly was drink driving and ran over a guy on a bicycle and killed him. And she was back in the U.S. within on a flight to the U.S. within a few hours of that happening. So of course, no. The masters are not going to be held accountable for what they do in the land of their vassals. That's just how things run. If you don't like it, go shove off. You're not the master of your own home, and don't think you are. So that's how those things run, and that's the reality of it. And there's lots of incidents like that. Now, God knows, when I was in Germany, we had several incidents, including some teen dependents of some military. I think it was up in Dusseldorf, that decided to go on an overpass and throw bricks down on the cars. Well, one of those bricks slammed into a Mercedes, into the driver's side of a Mercedes that was going about 160, 170 kilometers an hour. So yeah, it took the driver out instantly. Went right through him. No, they didn't stand trial in Germany. Come on, are you serious? So yes, that's how it's run. So if you ever question whether you're a used trumpet or you're the owner of your own sovereignty, just look what the U.S. military can do on your property to you, to your citizens, and stand absolutely no trial for that. Yeah, that's how those things run. So, пошли, драго, пошли. Мы еще не закончили гулять. So anyways, that's how those things run. So that's our, and then who was it? Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Stands behind Qatar against what Iran did. Saudi Arabia, that's cheering along the massacre of civilians in Palestine because they don't consider them humans. Therefore, don't consider them Arabs. And to be honest, the Palestinians are a mix of people. They're Arabs, they're Germans, they're Franks, they're Mongols, they're Romans, or East Romans, i.e. Greeks. They're all the people that settled in that area and they mixed. So they're not pure Arabs like the Saudis. But yes, Saudi Arabia, their foreign minister, he voiced his, or the government's position on that. So, okay. The people that are supporting the genocide of fellow Arabs, and if not pure Arabs, have problems with a country defending itself. After being attacked. I mean, the Saudis are on the same level of vassal in this case as the Europeans. They're so bought and stock, lock, and barrel by the Americans, in this case, and the Israelis. In fact, they're one of the people, along with the Turks, who do the most to support the Israeli economy in its genocidal ways. And anybody that thinks that, the problem with Netanyahu is the moment the shooting stops and the people start coming out of the bomb shelters and start looking around, No, I don't believe half of Tel Aviv has been destroyed, but a large chunk of it has been destroyed. And a lot of government buildings have been hit, strategic government buildings. And as soon as they get out there, they're going to start looking around, and they're going to start asking, why, what, and where's our Iron Dome? All the crap that they were promised, all the total information control. I mean, Israel has absolute information control internally. Don't let anybody tell you this is a free speech democracy. It's not. It doesn't even have a constitution while we're at it. So they absolutely control what people see, what people hear, and the information they get. Even the ministers in the Knesset has controlled information that they're given. Or God forbid, they may form their own opinions and views. And those might not be what the government wants. It's just unbelievably, I just took out a horsefly by stepping on it. It landed on my leg, shook it off, and stepped on it. Yes, that works once in a while. They're relatively stupid insects, but man, do they bite hard. So yeah, so this is what we have. This is what we have from all sides. I mean, it is all clown world, except people are dying. The Iranians, I don't know if they did it for show or what. This guy, Bremer, was all about, well, you know, either they're coming back, they had to do some kind of show of force, and that's why everything missed, and we took everything out, or if they were really trying to attack, then they're absolutely incompetent, they can't do anything, which is the exact same thing you hear from Israel. On the first day, 2 or 2 days, oh, they're incompetent, they can't do anything. And then boom, 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 a lot more boom, boom, boom in the city. And all of a sudden, yeah, they seem to be pretty damn competent. And I said the same thing to him, because I was on there as a military advisor, though I did voice a political stand that, you know, Iran is an existential crisis for Russia, and Russia is not going to let the U.S. topple Iran, especially, and put in that kinglet that they're trying to do. You know, again, I'm a monarchist myself. I don't hide that fact. But yeah, the son of the Shah, yeah, sold lock, stock, and barrel to the Americans, who will surrender all the assets of the country to American corporations instantly, and surrender all the interests, and probably wind up breaking up the country into chunks because people don't want him. I mean, this guy has done nothing for Iran. He cheerleads Iran being bombed. I mean, you're cheerleading your own country being bombed, the country you want to rule. Yeah, that's insane. But that's what these types of people do. Because you know why? Because his owners are doing the bombing. So of course he cheerleads. What choice has he got? He wants the money, at least to rule for a little while, or rule some chunk. Yeah, and there's that American, we're going to make things better. Or Trump's make Iran great again. If you look at the videos, Iran was pretty great as it was. You know, they very heavily loosened up. If you look at the young people walking around Tehran and other cities, how they're dressed, the women are not covered from head to toe. Women are dressed casually, but conservatively. Oh, some not so conservatively. And people are just living a life. And yes, there's Jews and Christians and Zoroastrians, and they're members of parliament. And yes, and Iran is a republic. I'm a constitutional monarchist, by the way, not an absolute monarchist. So anyways, so there's that. And clown world continues. So we'll see where this, quote, peace and such go. Oh, and I did tell, you know, my rebuttal to his Iran is incapable, blah, blah, blah crap. So look, you know what the normal standard actions are. You send in the dumb missiles, or you send in your old stuff to draw fire. Move out and draw fire. It's called recon by fire, or by drawing fire in this case. Recon by fire is actually a little bit different. When you think the enemy might be in that tree line or something, and you just fire into it and see if you get anything. But this is move out and draw fire. So these missiles or drones fly out. Your opponent identifies his radar because he switches it on, and pop, you see where his radar is. You see where his launchers are because they start shooting. And unlike Russian launchers, which are built into the actual carrier, so it's not an actual separate trailer, American and Israeli launchers are mostly separate trailers. So they have to be hitched back up and moved out. Never understood why the hell they did that. That's a really inefficient method of doing something. But that's how they're done. Oh, the sun is so nice. A week of rain, a weekend of something of rain. Like, begin to feel like I should be speaking with an English accent. So much rain, so much gray. Anyways, oh bloody hell, mates. I can't do an English accent too well, but I think my Scots-Irish is much better. Actually, I used to fool some girls on the beaches in South Carolina, popping out that accent when I was in college. Like, oh, you're from Scotland? Oh, yeah, lassie. Let's have a drink. Stannis I am, Stannis. Yes, many, many, many moons ago. So there's that. Well, you know, where will all this lead? We'll see, because the U.S. is part of this war. So there needs to be a peace negotiation between the U.S. and Tehran while we're at it, since Trump decided to start a war. And Mr. Regime Change, you know, I swear he's bipolar. I mean, first of all, where the hell is his handlers to keep him as far away from the internet, or at least unattended internet as possible? Because, I mean, I swear he is bipolar. Just look at what he says and look what he does. He undercuts his own people constantly. He makes idiots out of Vance. He makes idiots out of everybody else. Because there's the administration's putting out one line. He comes in a couple hours later and just torpedoes everything and everybody. And there you go. It's Trump. Anyways, so I did promise you more Drago. Drago. Ой, Драго. Ой. Ко мне, Драго. Драго. Ой, посмотри на людей. He's not into being telegenic today. He's tired. We walked about 3 kilometers or so. Superiority of human beings as persistence hunters. And walk 3 kilometers. It's warm. I won't say it's hot, but it's warm. And he's panting, trying to drop that heat, and I haven't broken a sweat. So humans as persistent hunters are something to be feared. How our ancestors hunted, because we are carnivores, first and foremost. By the way, if you've never seen it, most even herbivores will eat meat if they can find it. They can't hunt it, but they'll find it. Deer will eat birds. Sheep also, especially birds that are ground nesting birds. Squirrels will eat. I mean, I was in university first time around. I'm sitting in my fraternity house and watching as a squirrel grabs a piece of fried chicken out of the trash. And I'm figuring he's gonna just eat the breading. Oh no, he ate everything. Like, holy crap, squirrels eat meat. Like, yes they do. Quite a few things eat meat. They just can't hunt for that meat. But if it's laying around, they're not gonna pass it up. Humans, on the other hand, we hunt actively. We hunted actively, our ancestors hunted actively. We are biological carnivores that also can eat other things. Meat is good. I've got the Teflon vest on. Let all the vegetarians and vegans blast away. Meat is good. And yes, fat from meat is very good. Sala is great. And it gives you a lot of vitamins and it gives you a lot of energy. Vegetable oils, on the other hand, especially those processed technical mechanical oils like rapeseed or cottonseed oil that gets passed off as food for humans. Yeah, okay. You know, I wonder why the heart attack rates were going up so hard. So there's that. There's my 2-minute ping on dietary issues. I'm no expert, but I know what I like. Bacon, baby! Yes, bacon is our friend. Or it's a great food that goes good with everything. So there's Drago. There's my moment of hilarity. And unfortunately, the whole video has been one long clown world of insanity, which we all happen to be living in. So I am heading down soon to Indian territory, if we can say it that way. Americans will know what I'm saying. I don't know if I'll have another video before I leave. I may. We'll see how time allows. But yeah, I'm heading that way. I'll be taking some videos there. So, and we'll see what I pick up for information and such. And we'll pass it on, and also pass it on the Duran next time I'm on. So, God bless.